demand. How do we drive demand for ourselves in our business? And this is important to really internalize because at the beginning, you're all going to be focused on this, which is the AI piece, the supply side, right? How do I get technically competent? How do I actually deliver a product to someone that I promised them I would, right? It's important to do, but you're going to spend way too much time on this because in reality, you should spend probably 10% of your time on actually creating supply, getting good technically, and you should be spending 90% of your time driving demand. Because just think about it. If you were the greatest N8N, agent builder of all time, yet nobody knew who you were, you're going to make $0, right? It's like Hormozi says, your problem is nobody knows you exist. On the other side of the equation, if you were just amazing at one thing, right? If you were just amazing at creating agentic RAG or just amazing at creating voice agents, yet a million people knew who you were and you were just a one-trick pony, you would be rich, right? You would literally be rich. So it's important we understand how important driving demand is and then how to actually do it. And how do we do it for free? Now, there's two ways to drive demand without spending a bunch of money. And the first one is leaning on your warm network. Now, your warm network is friends, family, coworkers, former coworkers. And these are the people that are going to, I guarantee you, bring your first client. And it doesn't have to be a hard sell. It's as simple as saying, hey, started an AI agency. I help, businesses implement AI solutions. Do you know anybody who would need my help or need my work? That's it. They can read between the lines if they need your help. But I promise you, if you reach out to enough people, and I'm talking 30, 40, 50 people, somebody will give you a warm lead. This is the easiest way to get clients right away. You could get one tomorrow doing this. And the second way is through social media. Now, social media is going to be the exact opposite of the warm network because while the warm network, right, we can get a client very, very quickly on a very short timeline, but we're going to burn through the warm network very fast, right? Very quickly, the actual ROI and that goes down. You compare that to social media, right? It's actually going to take a long time for social media to get up and running, but when it does, it's pretty meteoric, okay? And over the long run, social media is what you're going to care about. Now, everyone's scared of social media, right? Easy for you to say, Chase, you're here on YouTube actually doing this. The problem is you're not going to be able to sustain a business on a warm network, and you probably aren't going to be able to sustain it long-term on something like cold outreach either, unless you're just really, really good at it. Social media also drives us inbound leads, and inbound leads are the gold leads, right? Because they already know who we are, right? They've been seeing us on social media, and because they've seen us on social media, we've already built trust and confidence in them. The entire power dynamic has shifted because we don't really have to sell ourselves as much. They already want to work with you. And think of the scale, right? If I make one video for 10 people, it's the same amount of work as if I make one video for 10 million people. So first things first is the frequency, right? How often do you need to post for it to actually matter? Well, first of all, you need to get it in your head that you need to be posting at least 2 times a day on short form.